Hello, are we live? Yeah, I think we are. So, hello, lads and lassies. Welcome back to another Josh the Tourist, aka Jamlight stream. My name is Josh, of course, and it has been a while since I've done that. I think it's been over a year since I have made a live ranking video. Now, that is my fault, G. I have been wanting to do these. I always feel bad for not doing them, honestly. I'm like, oh man, I really want to do these, and then I never get to it because I'm like, first I'll release the anime awards. That's what I'll do first, and then I'll start ranking everything. And then it just takes me so long to make the anime awards that I end up not ranking these things just because, the season's already over, so there's no reason for me to want to, or not want to. There's just no reason for me to rank them because it's like way too late. And sorry for if I'm lagging, not lagging, but sorry if I'm kind of stuttering right now. I'm promoting this on our Discord. You can check out the link to it in our description below. But yeah, I am back, and this was a very good season of anime. I don't think it was as good as Spring. Spring was pretty top tier. I'm not gonna lie. Spring was kind of Spring was pretty good. We're not talking about Spring. We're talking about summer right now. But Spring was pretty elite when it came to anime. Summer, not too bad. It was a pretty decent follow-up. I'm really gonna test my chat real quick with my phone. Just want to make sure that it's working because I feel like it's always one thing or another. So that chat is working, but okay, cool. It is. Yeah, so while there may not be many people here now, I will be starting my rankings. And for anyone watching the VODs, you can comment down below what your rankings are. And I do have some notes on some of these shows, but not all of them. Just some of them, which I'll need to shrink over here. So I need a third monitor, guys. I need a third monitor. That's crazy that a third monitor would take me so far. But yes, all right. So first one on the list. I think this is alphabetical order. I do think I messed up on a couple of these uploads, so I might not have every show on here. I think I do. But I might have missed a couple of them, and they not all be in alphabetical order. But let me go over the tiers, of course. Pierce the Heavens, S tier, Gurren Lagann. Peak Fiction, so of course that's the S tier quote. Just My Type, which is A. I really like it. Just below S. Not a perfect show, but a good time. It's like doesn't deserve to be, or not. Maybe it doesn't have like that spice that gets it into A, but it's still a fun time. You were able to get through the entire show. You had a lot of fun with it. B tier. Meh, C tier. It's like, nah, I don't really have much to say about it, but I don't think it's a bad show. Then we have a new tier from the last season, which is Disappointment. Now, I feel like a lot of these shows are going to end up going in here because I had some expectations going in. Some of them didn't quite meet them, and they're kind of basically between C and D. Mid is probably not going to have that much stuff going in there. Mid is kind of for very specific shows where it's like, now mid isn't really a word, is it? It's a feeling. So it's not. All right, basically it was hyped up and it was mid. Honestly, it's basically kind of like a gag category. Not many shows are gonna go in here. Nani the F, D. Don't waste your time watching it. And didn't watch / skip, which a few of these shows are gonna end up going into. Basically, I don't have an opinion on them, but they were on the seasonal list, and you guys voted for them on my anime awards. All right, so number 1 is 2.5 Seduction, which is kind of spicy. All right, I think I do have a spicy opinion on it. Basically, there's this girl. Sorry. There's this guy, right? He's a otaku, weeb, all that stuff, and he's the head of the anime club by default because no one else is in it. So all he does is play video games in this club, and then all of a sudden, boom, this girl that's like way out of his league. She's like, I'm into anime too, and you know what? I love to cosplay your waifu. So let me join. Take pictures of me in very seductive clothing. And this guy's like, oh my god, am I falling for a real life woman and not my waifu? Honestly, it sounds like a trash premise, but the chemistry between these two is very wholesome. And like they do change quite a bit. They change each other. No, they don't change each other. They develop each other. Like they both go on this journey. And they both become better people for it. With the cosplayer finding, I know, right? A cosplayer needing to find confidence, but the cosplayer finding confidence in herself as a cosplayer, and not having to belittle herself because she's not the top cosplayer of all time. And then the guy growing because he's touching grass. I mean, it's the bare minimum, but no, he grows a little bit more other than that. It's a very wholesome show, surprisingly enough. It is ecchi. I heard that the manga is quite spicy too. But honestly, this show is one of the biggest surprises of the seasons for me, because I thought this was going to be an instant drop. But no, I ended up sticking to it. And it's going to be 24 episodes long. So we're going to go into the next season with this thing. I love that. So, all right, that's 2.5 Seduction. And we have, yeah, this is the one with the kids. What was it called? In Another World, with a journey through another world, raising kids while adventuring. That has to be a light novel. I would put it in this one, none of the F, but it's going to get a promotion. Not to mid, but to disappointing. Actually, I think I'm going to put disappointing below mid. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. They're kind of the same. Disappointment. And the reason why it's not an F, or not an F tier show, it's not a D tier show, it's mostly because it's like, when you hear the premise, right? This guy getting isekai to another world, and he has to learn to take care of these children that he meets. Honestly, that's a pretty decent premise. Like, the kids are local, but the guy is isekai'd. I don't know. There's a premise about like potential fatherhood in there. I think it had potential, and it just became like the most standard, stereotypical power fantasy. Except this guy doesn't have powers. It's the kids that have powers. It was disappointing. I feel like it had much more of a promise than it ended up having. There was potential in the premise, and I hope that one day down the line, there is an isekai like this, where it doesn't have to be like a full-blown adult. Like, I think this guy's actually like 18, so like, you know, like, could be an adult or a teenager, where they go into an isekai and they have to take care of these younger people. I think that could be very well done. A lot of character focus, or a lot of character development could be done in that kind of show. So I do hope that this premise isn't abandoned and like another author or writer picks it up, because this was disappointing. It kind of does to go, you know what? Disappointment is going to become D tier, and none of the F is going to become F tier. I mean, I think that's fair. So yeah, disappointment. All right, Alia. This is a big one. Everyone loves Alia. I mean, I think it's Alia can't hide her. Alia hides her feelings. Sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? This is easy A tier and can slip into S tier. This was a very fun show. I mean, it's basically Kaguya-sama. Kaguya-sama Love is War. It's more or less Kaguya-sama Love is War. It's just like a little quirk where she hides her feelings in Russian sometimes. Chemistry between the main character and the entire cast. Not just Alia. The entire cast. This guy has amazing chemistry with. And like the fact that the sister is one of the best characters in the show. I'm not rooting for the sister to win. We don't want that here. I'm not Sora. All right, I'm not Sora. But the sister's hilarious. She's one of the best characters of the show. But like, every character in the show is great. It could easily slip into S tier, but I'm gonna wait until I finish ranking all these, just so I know what is in S tier. But this is probably gonna slide up. But for right now, it's an easy A. I'm 10 episodes into it, and I just love it. So yeah, easy A. Probably gonna get promoted up. But yeah, these two, That's a strong A. I know this kind of goofy to have 2.5 seduction in there, especially by the title. This is a strong A tier. All right, this is gonna be hard for other people to, or not other people, but other candidates to get up there. Okay, Atri. What is this actually called? It's a longer title. Oh, it's not that long. Atri, My Dear Moments. I can't say I was expecting too much from this one. This was a visual novel adaptation. I've never played the visual novel, so I don't have any nostalgia going into it. I ended up dropping it. Got like 3 or 4 episodes in, and I almost snoozed through them. It's... but like by the time I got to like where I got to the point that I dropped it, it kind of just ended up becoming dollar store Dr. Stone, which is basically there's this incident that happened. The power to the city completely turned off. There is this huge regression in humanity, except we still, it's not like Dr. Stone regression. Like, we're not in the Stone Age. Like, people are still using technology, but we just like jump back a few years. And this guy wants to be a submarine what's the job title? He wants to pilot submarines, basically. And he finds this robot lolly in the ruins of some place, and they start to bond. I don't know. I didn't feel the chemistry between anything. Usually by the time you get to the 4th episode, right? You're a quarter. I know you're a third through most seasonals. So if you don't start feeling the chemistry between characters, you're probably not going to start feeling it. And that's not on the show. That could just be I'm not buying the premise. But by the time when I dropped it, he was basically starting to explain, like, okay, if we do this, this is how we get power. Very much like how in Dr. Stone, he's like, okay, if we do this, then this is how we build a light bulb. And it's just like, it just wasn't as interesting. So just watch Dr. Stone instead. If you're a light novel reader, or not light novel, visual novel player, let me know what you think about this. Is the visual novel better, or did the anime meet your expectations? Just let me know what you think down in the comments below, because I wasn't too impressed by the anime. Okay, Bye Bye Earth. I'm gonna put this in D, actually, mostly because I actually like the main character. I feel like the main character is wasted in the show. I think she's really interesting. It's just the plot around her is not, and I don't know, because where I left off, they were about to go to war, right? And I was very confused because they're going to war in marching band symphony, but that doesn't matter. Like, whatever. Maybe that's how they go to war in these kind of places. But they go to war in marching band symphony, and the episode ended on the cliffhanger of like, oh my god, the war is about to begin. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna die? And I was just like, I really don't care. So when you're going into war, and that's your cliffhanger, I'm not invested, I'm not gonna keep watching. But the reason why it's not an F is because I do think that the main character has a lot of potential, but maybe in a different show or a differently paced show. I like the main character a lot. She's actually pretty interesting, but it's not a good show, or not an interesting show at least. I think this is supposed to be Chi, which Kenny was roasting me because when we were talking about watching like what seasonals we were gonna watch, they ended up putting season 3 of Chi down here in my didn't watch / skip. It's because I haven't seen Chi. I think they're only like 5 or 2 minute shorts on YouTube. It's just not something that ever like got my attention, so I ended up skipping it. Not too much here. I heard it's wholesome, so Kenny likes it, so you'll probably end up liking it too. Dahlia. Was it Dahlia Bloom or something like that? Bloom. Dahlia in Bloom. Oof. Another D tier. Could it be F? If D tier gets too stuffed, we're going to drop it down. Actually, this is going to go above the kid one. Dahlia should probably go above the kid one too. All right, so Dahlia, it's get another dollar store show. It's Dollar Store Apothecary Diaries. Not exactly, but follow an inventor. It's an isekai, so we follow this inventor. She's from our world. She gets knocked back a couple centuries ago into another world with magic, and she's recreating modern day stuff in this world using the magic ruins that they find. And yeah, chemistry is just non-existent on this show. I liked her and her dad, but that doesn't last very long. The plot moves on from that pretty quickly, and then we kind of get into this whole romance arc. Not really romance arc, a misogynist arc, and that just, I wasn't vibing with that either. I mean, it did its job, because I really did not like the guy, but that also meant I was really not liking the show. And then we got into this, like, will they, won't they, with someone else, but she's disguising herself as a boy. So I don't know, I just wasn't really feeling this show. I gave it 4 episodes, and the chemistry with the cast for this kind of show, that's what carries it. And I was not feeling, her and her dad, they had great chemistry, but they moved on from that so quickly, and I was just like not vibing with everything else. I understand the need for the misogynist arc. I understand it, but it dragged the show down so quickly. Because I didn't want to watch her like this, and all my homies hate Tobias. All right, let's just say all my homies hate Tobias. It was a very weak start to the show, and I didn't want to keep watching it, sadly. Days with My Stepsister. This is gonna get me some flack. Joshy Moo, hey Evie, how's it going, man? I've been meaning to make these tier list videos for a long time. Maybe with this, Evie, you can catch some anime. You can catch some seasonals. Days with My Stepsister, I think this is gonna catch me some flack. And it's not the reason why you think. As an avid enjoyer of Domestic Girlfriend, I was ready. I was ready for some spice, right? I was ready for that garbage, trash taste, like just awful step-sibling romance. And this gave me not that. It gave me a very realistic take on step-sibling romance, which I wanted to watch something ironically, not something unironically. So in this show, these two, their parents get married, and then all of a sudden, well, we're siblings now. Oh no, but we're step-siblings, not really by blood. And like very slowly, they begin to fall for each other. They start doing things for each other because they're siblings, but not really siblings. And it's just like this very, very slow burn show of how these two justifiably get together, and like how it affects the family dynamic. Now, I will say, on paper, this sounds pretty good. I guess. I don't know. I don't have a step sibling. I would imagine, or I would hope to imagine, that you don't automatically go to, damn, they bad. I don't know. This one was just kind of meh. I found it kind of boring, surprisingly. Especially for potentially spicy. You don't? No, Evie, I do not have a step-plus sibling. I have a real sibling. And I also don't think about them like that. So, yeah. This one is kind of boring. Very slow. But also I understand. It's very well written. But not my kind of thing. I think Sora was watching this one. I don't know how far he got into it. You mean you don't? Okay. I died of a milkshake poisoning. Hey, you know what? If you're dead, you're doing very well for yourself because you're typing in chat. Your spirit just does not want to miss a stream. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I'll take it. W stream, I guess. Sounds like a Sora shot. On God, I'm saying. I swear, I was talking to Sora. Like this, it was like very early in the season. Like this had like 2 or 3 episodes, and he's like, Josh, there's a step sibling show. It's not too bad. I'm pretty sure he said that. I don't know if he stuck through all of it, but he at least watched the first couple episodes. The ghost of Sora's past. Oh, there's a lot of ghosts in that closet, man. Delicio's Nursery. Now this... It's either going to the top of disappointment or the top of meh. Just because this show... It's like... It promises one thing, or tells you one thing, and then it just goes on to do something else. So I went into this show expecting vampires trying to raise human kids. So kind of I was expecting a comedy. And that's kind of what I wanted. And then we also got that, but piled onto this weird, convoluted plots with Trump, not Donald Trump, this organization named Trump, that's trying to find the one true vampire. And the action in this show is surprisingly very good. It's just, I didn't want to watch the show for the action. I wanted to just watch a simple kind of slice of lifey comedy show about vampires trying to be parents. But yeah, it's not D. It's top of meh. The villains just aren't that interesting, which is probably why I don't really care about the action stuff. Is because the villains are very generic. The kids are kids; they're annoying, but I think that's kind of the charm. And the vampire dads are great as dads, and I just do not care when they're talking about like Trump is coming for us. It's okay. Garbage. Sora, since you're here, do you want to explain your take on Days with My Stepsister? Do you just want to explain your take on that one, or are you just gonna run away? Go ahead. He does this to himself. Ooh. Ryan started Gravity Falls last night, watched at least some of the last Airbender Season 3, and started the freerun manga yesterday. Oh my god, Ryan's been busy! Gravity Falls, that's a big one. Oh yeah, I forgot. He didn't finish Avatar: The Last Airbender because angry hair. It's art, Sora. So, okay, where on the tier list are you putting it? Where on the tier list are you putting Days with My Stepsister, buddy? It's art. This guy. I can't... I mean, it's very artistic. It's art. I can't believe these people. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just very slow. But starting the freerun manga... Well, he likes sisters. That's true. Sora is the biggest advocate of sisters. Sora is your favorite character, or is best girl in Alia the sister? Your answer is going to be very telling. Put it in blue? This one? Second bottom. F? Oh, it was... Okay. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I mean, F is... That's just really bad. This is... I'm surprised, though. I thought for sure that you told me that you liked this show. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Dungeon People... I'm gonna put it above Dahlia. It was okay. Just nothing too remarkable. Just some, like, basically, girl goes into a dungeon, trying to become stronger so she can, like, be like her dad. Ends up accidentally becoming employed by said dungeon. It's kind of funny. It's more like your, how to describe this in my notes? It is your comfort show. That's what I said. This is gonna be some people's comfort show in the season. It's okay though. Actually, well, put it head of D. I don't know. It's not very remarkable. You're not gonna remember most of it, but like in the moment, it's fun. Also, Golem best boy. He's adorable. All right, have a good one, Evie. I'm waiting for the other one. The other one? What do you mean the other one? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by the other one? This one, I know that thumbnail. Oh, shoot, which one? Oh, Egumi Legacy. Didn't watch. Oh shoot, is this Failure Frame? Yeah, that's Failure Frame. Okay, F. I'll put it above H. Dark Power Fantasy, Isekai, Shield Hero, but more edgy somehow. This might this might land me in a hot seat. I wish it was all CG, just because it's very jarring for not only is it like CG monsters and a 2D character, but they keep switching the 2D character into CG, and then the next scene they'll be 2D. It's like, why like, commit to the bit, all right? Commit to the bit. Make it all CG, all right? Or don't make it CG at all. We've seen some shows do very well with the CG. This just, it's not very good. Fairy Tail, didn't watch, skip, obviously. No one cares about that. I think this is I told you I messed up. This is Days with My Stepsister again. I think I downloaded a couple JPEGs for some of these. Actually, that might be the only double one, hopefully. Okay, this is Pseudo Harem. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put this is actually L at. Sorry, Sora. Listen, I need help me get my bag, man. You don't help me get my bag. All right, Pseudo Harem. This is going to put me in a hot seat. This is gonna put me in a hot seat, guys. It was mid. It was mid, guys. I'm sorry. Listen, okay. Mid doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. If mid tier didn't exist, everything just goes up to C tier. And this would probably be the top of C tier. But mid is just... Or Pseudo Harem... I was expecting more. I wanted the build up to the relationship. Wait. When I'm watching romance anime, I really like the build up to the relationship. But, like, you know, show me them falling in love with each other. Say it with pride if you're choosing to die on this hill. It's mid. I'm saying with pride. Or what? Fairy Tail? F tier. Oh, sorry. Fine. F tier. It's F tier, Sora. It's F tier. But yeah, Pseudo Harem's mid, in my opinion, just because I enjoy watching characters in romance stories getting together and them falling for each other. But this one, like, we open the first 5 minutes with like how they met, their meet cute, and then the rest of the series is like the limbo of they both like each other, but we never get to see why they both fall for each other. It's just like very fast paced. So I was expecting this to be one of more slow paced romances, but it's kind of more of like a gag romance. Like every 10 or so minutes they just change the plot of the story, or like we go into a different anthology kind of story with these two. And I don't know, I was expecting a little bit more of it. I really wanted it to be like an A tier show, but it didn't end up caring for it that much. I don't really care about love at first sight shows. There is exception to the rules, like Shikimori, but that's not really love at first sight. They're just dating already. That's the thing. These guys are in limbo. I love the Shikimori. Shikimori's not just a cutie. I think that's what it's the full name. I love that show, but they're dating already. They're past the beginning of the relationship. You get to see what these characters do when they're dating. This one, they're just in limbo. They're not dating. They're not dating. So, it's fun. I'm sure a lot of people actually like this one. Grandurizer U didn't watch. Pump cheerleading one. Put these at the top of it. D. Parkour scenes are surprisingly very good in this show, but it's okay. Could be some people's comfort show of the season, but it's alright. Parry everything. Oh. It's too high quality to put an F. But it's too frustrating to put anywhere above D. This show, the gag was funny for the first 2 episodes. Is this super dense main character. He's extremely strong, but he just does not believe that he's strong. He thinks that everything else around him is so much stronger. So he fights this Minotaur, or he sees this girl in danger, right? All of her guards are dead. There's this giant Minotaur about to kill her. So he like, you know, like a hero. His legs work before he can think. He defeats the Minotaur in this awesome battle. This show is surprisingly high quality in its animation at times. So he defeats the Minotaur, and he's like, "Wow, that was a really weird looking cow." So he doesn't think he killed a Minotaur. He thinks he killed a cow that killed like a dozen other people in full armor, which is like it's kind of funny, right? It's like, okay, I'll give you that one. It was funny at the beginning, but they keep doing the bit. Like he fights this goblin lord, which is like a 20-foot tall goblin that knows magic, and he's like, "Wow, that's just a goblin, right?" It's like, "That's just your average goblin." And no, your average goblin's like 3 feet high. And like just no one acts like a person in this show. Like no one says anything to like get over this miscommunication. It just gets so frustrating, especially the further you get into it. So it had potential, but it's too frustrating for me to put it anywhere higher. I could maybe a C here, but my blood was boiling at points. We're like, please, someone say something. So yeah, I'm sorry, Barry. Everything like your animation quality is too high to be in D tier, but you were in D tier. Josh Zoom didn't watch this one. Oh, I think Sora. I think you watched this one, right, Sora? What's the title of this one? Shoot. It's the magical girl one, right? The magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be arch enemies. Yet another show of love at first sight where I was kind of hoping for this to be what was it called? Love at World Domination, right? That was great. I loved Love at World Domination, the Power Ranger one. But that's another example of like you have this premise where these two characters are already dating. They're official. They're dating in that show, and they have to hide that they're dating from their teams. Where this one is, once again, they're in limbo. It's love at first sight, and we don't see the relation or their feelings develop for one another, but we also don't get to see them as an official couple. So we're in this weird limbo, and at times it's actually pretty funny. Like every time she does something cute, this guy breaks whatever's in his hand. I know that joke could get stale, even especially since it's the same joke verbatim. But I don't know why. I laughed every time they did it. These episodes are also super short, and it's very well animated. They're like 12 minutes long each, I think. And it's very well animated too. It's just I was really like I'm just tired of Love at First Sight and Limbo romance. It's like it's either you start me off at the beginning where they develop they meet and they develop their feelings for each other, or you start me off at the end and they're dating, so we get to see what their chemistry is like as they're a couple. But like the Limbo stuff, it's just not working for me anymore. But I will put this at the top of C. I think it did a very good job with the premise. Like I think it did like a decent job with the premise that it had. It's just like my personal biases where I wanted something else. It's like pseudo harem, right? I wanted something else. I wanted to see the actual origins of the relationship, but I think it's a very pretty show. Kenken Ashura. This is sadly a show that I have not started yet. It's very long, which is kind of, I think this isn't Baki, right? Or it's like not part of the Baki universe. Either way, I think there's quite a bit of this. I haven't caught up to it, so probably won't be rating this for a while. From me to you. Now, I recently watched From Me to You. I did not wait 13 years like all you other scrubs. This is one of my favorite romances. I really enjoy this. Granted, there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of miscommunications in this show. It gets very frustrating very fast. But it is adorable. There were times, especially in season 3, where I want to take Oh, shoot, I forgot. I literally was. I knew his name yesterday. That the main guy character wanted to take him, start shaking him, slapping him, like, come on, man. But I think it's also a very realistic approach to romance, or like people like these guys. It's frustrating, but in a good way. So I'm gonna probably put this in S tier. I think I'm gonna put it in S tier. Probably the bottom of S tier. But this season did what very little romance anime actually do, and we actually get to see them as a couple. You actually get to see them struggle a lot as a couple too. It's not just like we're a couple now, so it's like it's all good. It's like they have a lot of like they couldn't communicate together before they were a couple, and just because they're a couple does not mean that they're able to communicate as good with each other, or they're not. Just because they're a couple doesn't mean like that communication is fixed. These two are still very awkward people, and you get to see that through their relationship as a couple, and it plays very heavily into the plot. So I'm gonna put it low S tier, mostly because I do think it kind of was repeating some stuff from the previous season, but it was also very rewarding to see the finale. I'm pretty sure this bottom one is The Perfect Origin. It's a reboot or a remake, I think. Didn't watch it. I was not interested. Love is Indivisible by Twins. This is another one. I accidentally had 2 JPEGs of this in here too. That's my bad, guys. This one is I was disappointed in it. Guys. Just gonna put it like that. I wanted the tea, right? I wanted the tea. It's these twins, and they both fell in love with their childhood best friend. There's this like it's a love triangle, which can be very interesting. It'd be very fun, but these 2 sisters are terrible, and I mean terrible to each other. Also, one of them is as bland as cardboard. Like, you have one sister with all the personality. She's a nerd. She's funny. She basically gets all the screen time. You get the other sister, and she likes basketball. That's her personality. She likes basketball. What else does she do? She likes the main character. So like, very obviously, you're meant to root for one of them. But this other one, like the nerd, is also very mean to the basketball sister. And then the basketball sister just, I don't know, doesn't really know how to stand up for herself. I wanted some good drama. This is a one-sided massacre. And then also the main character is too wishy-washy. Bro can't make a decision. So, I'm sorry. This guy, I was disappointed. Too many losing heroines. F. No. S tier. Might be one of the best shows of the season. We'll have to see for the rest of these. Too Many Losing Heroines was one of, if not the best shows of this season. We had so many great moments in this. It's not just like, actually perfect example. Love is Indivisible Twins, right? We have 3 characters. The nerd twin, the basketball girl, and the love interest, the guy. The guy's also a nerd, so he has a little bit of personality. He's also very wishy-washy. He can't make decisions, which is very infuriating. With Too Many Losing Heroines, at the very least, we have 3 losing heroines and the guy. That's 4 characters. All 4 of these characters are so well written. You know each of their personalities, and they are like, they're not repeating tropes. It's not like, oh, that's the basketball tomboy, that's the popular girl, that's the shy one, that's their personalities. You know, like it's not as shallow as that. Each, like, yes, we do have the tomboy sports one, we do have the shy one, and we have the popular one, but they're so much more than just uh, their tropes. There's more to them. The popular girl, whenever she's stressed, she's she starts to eat her feelings away. The tomboy, the tomboy sports one, is like the most devastating of them all. And the shy one is actively pushing herself to be less shy, but also she doesn't like doing it that much. So she's trying, especially for her guy. She's trying so hard, but it's you just see that it's not easy for her to do this. She has Boki's anxiety, just not dramatized or over dramatized to be a comedy show. And then the main guy, who's in the middle of all of this, he kind of doesn't have a personality in terms of like the president from Kage-sama or Kuze from Alia. But like basically he just likes to keep to himself. He's not this loser character that's like, ugh, no girls ever talk to me. Ugh, man, oh my gosh, now I have a harem. It's like, no, this guy just likes being by himself. And he just accidentally finds himself in the situation where now he's kind of forced to be trauma dumped by all these people. But he's also learning what it's like to be around people. So you get to see like him develop. This is just a really great semi-romance, mostly slice of life. And the rejections in this are brutal. So yeah, definitely check it out. Easy S tier. Is this... Which one is this one? It's not my Inoko Punch. Is this Sengoku? Shoot, I actually don't know which one it is. I don't think I watched this one though. Mayonaka Punch will be our first B tier. This one was fun. Which studio did this one? I know that this studio did like a ton of them. PA Works. Yeah, wow. PA Works made like 4 this season, and I think Mayonaka Punch is their only good one. But yeah, this one was actually pretty fun. This YouTuber, or YouTuber as they call them, she gets canceled. She gets kicked out of her group, and she's trying to show them that she's more than just a group. Even though she got canceled, she can still make videos. And she runs into these vampires, and like just hijinks ensue. So it's a fun show. I wouldn't say it's gonna be one that's gonna stick with you. Like, you might end up watching it and go like, man, that was great, and then you kind of forget about it. But I would say it's one of the better ones this season. It might be the sleeper hit of the season. This one is not. Is this Monogatari? I know this one's Monogatari, which I didn't watch. This one I don't think I watched either. Mid's not that lonely. It's not that lonely this time around, guys. I'm just gonna zoom in on this one. Oh, this one. Okay, this was the Sorcerer one, F. This one's the Lolly Dungeon one, F. Not good. Basically as generic as they come. I knew I recognized them. Nokokutan, I just didn't find that funny. Comedy is very subjective, so I'm sure that some people laugh their asses off on this one. Just found the humor to be very random. And just not as funny as I thought it would be. I mean, when you have Nichijou to compete with, the bar is pretty high. And I recently just started watching The Daily Lives of High School Boys, and that is also the first episode of that just got a big chuckle out of me. So Nokokutan actually was kind of disappointing because the marketing for this was amazing. It's just the anime. I don't know. I feel like Wit has kind of been falling off recently. They haven't really produced a lot of stuff. by themselves. They have Spy Family, but that's with Cloverworks. So I don't know, but this one is kind of meh. Didn't really feel it. The thumbnail spoiled this one. Easy S tier, guys. My Wife Has No Emotion is an incredible tale of this guy finding love beyond the human species relation. Now it's F. Okay, this is just, it's Rent a Girlfriend, but with a robot instead of people, which I guess is not as bad. Yeah, this guy is, it's just sad. It's just sad to watch. This guy will be simping over his toaster, which he actively calls a kitchen appliance. Like, this is not like a robot maid. This is not a robot girlfriend. It's not a robot that you buy for these kind of services. This specific robot is a kitchen bot. So he calls it his kitchen appliance. I feel like that makes it even sadder than if he actually bought a robot girlfriend. But yeah, this guy's getting like, he's getting all blushy when she charges next to him, and he's like, "Oh, this is the first time I've ever slept so close to a woman before." I'm like, "Dog, you're not sleeping next to a woman." It's just depressing. It's a Rent a Girlfriend. It's Kazuya in the future as an adult. Yeah, it's just it's wolf. I accidentally have 2 cheer for yous. Sorry, I have 3 cheer for yous. I don't know why I have that many JPEGs in here. Nier Automata, blasphemous, I know, but I did not watch it. I have yet to play the game. I plan on streaming the game, and when I stream the game, that's when I'm going to watch the show. I watched like the first 4 episodes of part 1 of the series, but I ended up going, you know what? I kind of want to play the game, and I don't want the series to spoil me. I know that the game has like 50 different endings, but regardless, I kind of felt like the game was going to end up being the more superior version of the story. So I will get around to watching Nier Automata, but I really do want to finish the game first, or at least play it. That's the isekai. That's Osamu Dazai isekai. Probably put it. I think I actually ended up watching more episodes of this because it was dubbed. But I'm gonna put it here. It's just a generic isekai. There's not much to talk about with the Osamu Dazai guy. Yeah, it's the Dazai, not from Bungo Stray Dogs. He successfully offed himself, and he ended up waking up in an isekai world, and he can't do it again, and he's just constantly trying to off himself. The joke runs dry pretty quickly, and it's just random isekai hijinks that you've all seen 1,000 times before, with the most generic visuals. So, I don't know, I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but it's just, yeah, if you're tired of isekai, this ain't gonna fix it for you. Oshinoko, didn't watch. I know Sora is probably gonna roast me for this. I didn't like season 1. Season 1 was just, I really liked the first episode, but I also didn't like the premise of it. I don't feel like this needed to be a reincarnation story. I also don't really care that much about the characters, other than I don't know. There's aspects of Oshinoko that I like, but I'm just not invested enough to keep watching it. So I ended up skipping. I know this season's supposed to be really good. I don't think I'm gonna get around to ever watching this. I am like caught up with events in the manga. I don't know the exact story, but I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. Another one I didn't watch, Our Last Crusade or Last Crusade or the Rise of a New World. This one I haven't watched just because I haven't seen season 1 yet. I also have not heard people talk about this show, so I don't know if it's good or not. So I didn't watch it because of I didn't have seen season 1. Elf Girl one, somewhere in D tier. Probably. Maybe I shouldn't rank these by like ascending order. Just maybe I should just rank these like in general. Like the first one is always first, and then last one's last. I don't know. I didn't really care too much for the Elf Girl one. It's a soft hentai, kind of, not really. Put Dolly above it, I guess. It's a soft hentai, not too much there. It's a little funny, but just I don't know how they're gonna carry it for a whole season. Granted, they're only 12-minute episodes. More garbage takes. Listen, Sora. Listen. Defend Oshinoko. All right. Defend. Defend. I know you can. I know you've defended the kiss. I know you've done it. But you've yet to sell me on Oshinoko. And who knows? Maybe, just maybe, I'll watch season 2. I probably won't. But I might. Just because, for some reason, Dogo Kobo keeps giving it such beautiful animation. I just don't care. But the elf one, I don't care for it. Actually, I might put it in F. Oh, what's the full title? No, that's not it. Where is it? Quality Assurance in Another World. No, nothing goes below. Actually, okay, this might be. I want to put. I know it's sad. Like this show is just like sad and very depressing to watch, but it's also like a little entertaining. It's more entertaining than these ones. Second season has built up more character development, unlike the first season, when they force us to learn about Aqua and Ruby, feeling more rushed after Ai's death. Okay. I still don't care about Aqua and Ruby. I don't like Aqua. I think he's very weird. And then Ruby I find very boring. But who knows? Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe you and I can watch it together, Sora. Who knows? I'm not too interested. After season 1, I was like, okay, that's enough. It's funny because like after the first episode, I'm like, wow, that was a great first episode. Then the second episode happened, I'm like, ooh. You know, maybe we need some time to build up. Maybe we need some time. Like the first episode was so good. Maybe we just need some time to build up for the rest, like the next arc. And like episode 3, 4, 5 happened. I'm like, oh, okay, it's nothing. Okay, nothing's happening, or not nothing's happening. It's just like I'm not feeling it. And then the what was it? The cancellation arc happened with the Akane, right? I was like, okay, it's kind of cool, I guess. And that's just, but I don't know. Not too personally, not too invested in it. Quality Assurance in Another World, standard isekai. Actually, probably gonna put the robot one above it. Sword Art Online, but not fun. Red Cat Ramen. I'll put this in C tier. It's niche. If you like cats, I think you're gonna love this show. It's basically just a ramen shop run by cats. It's actually very cute. It's a niche. It's a niche, though. I wish it was 12 episodes. Like not. I wish it was 12 minutes long each episode. I feel like there's a lot of anime that'll be like perfect if they were 12-minute long episodes. But like for something like this, 24 minutes is a very long time. So if they were 12-minute long episodes, just like a quick gag, and then the next one, I feel it'd be perfect. But it's a niche kind of thing. I think a lot of cat lovers are gonna end up liking it. Rick and Morty did not watch, have not seen all of the original, who have no plans on watching this anime. It looks so ugly. So yeah, I don't plan on watching the Rick and Morty anime. Is this the golf one? Yeah, it's the golf one. We cannot go a single season without a golf show anymore, guys. Golf is in Japan. It's just not in with me. This one I'm actually gonna give. I'm gonna give a C tier. I don't think it was bad, but I really don't care about golf. Golf is not my sport, so I'm not too invested in this. And then this show gets nutty with it. This show gets very invested in the state of golf. So if you're a golf fan, you might like this show. If you're a sports anime fan, you might like this show. If you don't care about golf, this might not be the show for you. So it wasn't mid or disappointing, but it's just not my sport. Oh, this is the rice one. Sakuna of Rice and Rune. Somewhere indeed. I'm actually gonna put it below Dungeon People because I think Dungeon People is like comforting. Yeah, this one has nice animation. Is this PA Works again? Yeah, it's PA Works. Damn. This has nice animation, just not a fun cast, like at all. They're kind of insufferable. I like the himbo. I like the big guy. He's trying. He's just a ridiculous klutz. But other than that, the cast is kind of insufferable. And then while like the animation's fluid, there's not too much action. It's just not a very interesting show. Once again, it is based off of a video game, right? Yeah, based off of a video game. So I assume that later on it might get crazy depending on the video game. But it's just, this first season just wasn't for me. This is Sengoku Yoko, which I have not seen yet. I do kind of want to watch it. I just haven't caught up to... I haven't caught up to it, even though it's practically new. Ooh, Senpai's no Tomoko. Ooh, which one's this one? Is this Osan? This is Osan, right? Yeah, that's... Yeah, oh, okay. This goes up here. Okay, my senpai is in Otokonoko. I just finished watching this. Episode 12 released like a couple days ago. This is an A tier. This is an easy A tier. Surprisingly A tier, honestly. So I don't know if this is a real term, but if you don't know what Otokonoko is, it's a boy that likes to dress up as a girl. This guy is not facing like a trans identity thing, which actually I think it makes it even more unique. I'm not going to say if it makes it more or less interesting. I think it makes it more unique. Because it's not like this guy is like, I feel like I'm trapped in a boy's body. He just likes cute things. That's his thing. Like, he just likes to wear... like, he likes to wear girls' clothes. And I don't mean he wears girls' underwear. No, he just wears, like, the skirts and the blouses. The dresses. He just likes wearing it. He thinks it's cute. And, like, honestly, he got drip. He knows how to dress himself. He knows how to style himself. And this is a very wholesome show. I felt a lot of the emotional impacts of some of the scenes with him. Because he just wants to be himself. And the people closest to him, like the people that should support him, his family, there's a lot of strife there. Especially with his mom. So you really do feel like the emotional scenes of this show. And then outside of him, the two main supporting characters, his childhood best friend and his new friend, they have their own things too. So this show like gets into more than just the main character. It gets into like the three of them, I would say, equally. And you end up feeling all of the emotional beats that the show wants you to. This was a really good show. I would say this might be the underdog of this season. I don't know. I haven't heard too many people talking about it, so I'm going to say it's one of the more underrated shows of the season. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, I would recommend you check it out. It's a good time, and the episodes go by pretty fast too. Osan Newbie Adventurer. This is a B. This is good. I had a lot more fun with this show than I thought I would. It's the same premise as, where is it? Did I put it in F or did I put it in D? I put it in D, right? It's the same premise as I Parry Everything, right? Basically, overpowered person enters the world and he doesn't realize he's overpowered. Hijinks ensue. But the difference is, in this show, by episode... I think by the end of... The end of episode 1, he realizes he might be stronger than he thinks. He doesn't think he's like the strongest person ever, but he's like, oh, I'm not completely useless. And then as more episodes go by, he realizes he's stronger than average. And then he realizes he's one of the stronger people. But as he realizes he's getting, like, not that he's getting stronger, as he realizes he is stronger than a lot of people around him, he still stays incredibly humble. And you see that this guy has put in so much work, so much effort. He didn't just do like the bare minimum, like I did 50 push-ups a day, or I did 100 push-ups a day. Or like, oh, you know, I every day I swung a sword for a little bit. Sorry, I parry everything. Like, he didn't accidentally get this strength. He didn't accidentally get this ridiculous amount of strength. He worked so hard for it. Basically, he died a lot. I mean, it's in the title. He worked himself to death to get this kind of power, and he trained under the 4 most powerful people that he could find to become someone that could stand proud, to become a hero that he grew up with in his fantasy books. And it's a very inspiring story. It's like, it does not matter how old you become, as long as you take the plunge, you will find some form of result. So I was surprised at how much I ended up liking this. And I think it was episode 4 that we got his flashback. He did an All Might pose. He did the All Might. I felt that. I was like, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Okay, this is another double. I accidentally have a couple doubles here. This is Shoshimin, How to Become Ordinary. Think Hyoka, right? Very gorgeous animation, very unique. Mysteries. We deal with the little stuff. You got these 2 characters. One is the detective, the other one's very curious. Well, actually, no, the other one isn't that curious. One is the detective, the other one's the Watson. And like, we get to see the little mysteries in life, and we get to see how they unravel. Except in Hyoka, I think there's more charm to it. Especially since Chitanda is mostly the one like egging him on to do more stuff. This one, the main girl, she's not egging him on too much. Like, she asks sometimes, but she's not like the curious soul that Chitanda is. And the guy's kind of plain. And the mysteries that they do just aren't that interesting. I mean, I understand the charm of like, oh, we spent a whole episode figuring out how this person made chocolate milk without putting all the cups in a microwave, I think, or something like that. But it's just not. It doesn't have the charm that Hyoka had, which is surprising because I think it's the same creator. It kind of feels like a discount version of the show. So if you like Hyoka, there might be a chance that you like this one, but there's also a high chance that you might not care for it. Basically, I just want to rewatch Hyoka watching this, which sucks because I was kind of interested in this one. And then like the girl, like, you get to learn a little bit more about her later on. And I wish she played more, like, her twist, I will say. Played a little bit more into her character. But they're both very mellow people. So, I don't know. It's not the most interesting show here. But it's also not the worst. Shy, didn't watch. I didn't like season 1. Okay, Fate of Majority, F tier. What's this one? What is this one? Is this Cafe Codices? The heck is this? Well, I certainly didn't watch that. Okay, I'm putting it off. Oh, shoot, that's another Lieutenant one. I'm sorry for so many repeats. Okay, actually, I'm going to take all the repeats down. I'm just going to move them to the back, which I think... Let's see. I'm going to move this one down here and put this one up, just because this is a little easier to tell what that one is. That's Tower of God. What's this one? I think this is No One Remembers Me. We haven't talked about it yet, so. Okay, Nana I Cheer For You. It goes back here. Sorry, guys, I'm just moving all of the repeats. I think I got them all. Okay, so we have some down here. Actually, I guess I could just make a new list. There we go. Yeah, this happened. I don't know what happened, but this tends to happen every now and then. I just accidentally download more images than I really need to, and accidentally put them in here. So yeah, don't pay this tier any attention. It doesn't matter. Suicide Squad Isekai, man. I had my hopes up for this one, not because I was like, oh, brilliant premise, but mostly because like I want more collaborations between superhero stuff and anime. I love superheroes, specifically DC, and anime right now has just been killing it within the industry. So I really wanted a chance for DC stuff to get more anime representation. Like the Wayne Family Adventures, if we turn that into like a slice of life anime, I think that'd be amazing. But for some reason, we have to get more Suicide Squad content. I don't know. I like the Suicide Squad. I like the idea of the Suicide Squad. But they are not the Avengers. I don't know why DC keeps making these. I don't know why they keep trying to make this their flagship team. I understand that Harley Quinn's in it. I also don't like Harley Quinn. But, like, do you have other characters? DC does realize they have other characters that would sell way more than Harley Quinn, right? But anyway, I was extremely disappointed in the show. I want to make this the top of disappointment just because, like, I do think it's not as good as some. Actually, I guess I don't know. So, like, the thing, I think the screenplay was by the author of ReZero, who also did Vivi. Two shows I love. I was like, hell yeah. I don't care about the suicide, or like, I'm kind of sad that it's a Suicide Squad that's getting this treatment, but hell yeah, Tepe does not miss. And then I don't know, maybe he was also doing something for ReZero at the time, because this is just a very standard isekai. It's also done by Studio Wit, and while the action is fluid, you also realize that a lot of, like, it's just copy and paste for characters. A lot of background characters are copy pasted, which I guess isn't that big of a deal. But there's specifically, I think it's in episode 2 or 3, they're in this room and it's filled with knights. They're beating up all the knights, but they have like open face plates, and you like literally tell like everyone has the same face, like the same mustache. So it's kind of distracting. Just drop the faceplate, and then like, this is not an issue anymore. So I don't feel like there's a lot of quality to it. There's like the scene that everyone knows where Harley Quinn's running around the field beating up people. Looks amazing. There's a lot of great like fluid animation in this. It's just like it's very generic. And I don't know why it was the Suicide Squad. I do hope that DC doesn't. I don't think this was received all that well. So I do hope DC doesn't take the wrong messaging from this. Just please, give it a second chance, all right? Second chances are always deserved. Do something with the Teen Titans or the Justice League, or just Batman. I know that we get a lot of Batman content, but that's like the easiest thing to do. So just do something. Do something safer than Suicide Squad Isekai. Hopefully it works out. Ooh. Terminator Zero. Now this is one that I think might... Actually, no, I think I'm going to be in the majority of this one. I'm going to give this like the top of B. I would go to A, but I do feel like there's just a little something missing from it to make me want to boost it up to A. But this was a great show. Very philosophical. If you're a Terminator fan, I think you're going to enjoy this. The reason I say I think is because I have never seen Terminator. But this show made me want to go watch it. It's not that I don't want to watch Terminator. It's just I never had the opportunity to. But this made me realize maybe I should watch the first two, because I know that after, was it Judgment Day? I think that's the second one. After Terminator 2, Terminator just had a really hard time. It's just not. It's not the franchise is dead. It's just having a hard time selling itself. I think. I don't know. It's kind of gotten the Star Wars treatment lately, but this, I hope it revitalizes the Terminator stuff, because there's a lot of great philosophical questions in here. It really makes you think. The action's pretty good too, but the action's not what you're here for. You're here for the questions. You're here for the drama, the juiciness of it. So yeah, B tier, top of B tier. I think it's gonna stay at the top. Discount quintessential quintuplets. It deserves more than F, but it does not deserve that much higher. I'll put it above the sisters. I don't know. This one, I think I gave it like a C or a B for the first season. Then watching season 2, it's like I just realized I was forcing myself to watch this. It's yet again, I wouldn't say it's love at first sight for all of the girls. It is love at first sight for like one of them, I think. Which, when you have like a huge cast, it's not that bad. But the way like these girls find out they like him, it just feels like it's very what's the word? Not a lot of effort was put into their feelings for this guy. And so like when the effort isn't in there, my investment isn't there. And then the more I watched, the more annoyed I got with these characters. And this is just a very fan servicey show. So for a romance, there's not much to get like attached to here. And then they added more characters, which the primary 5 were already needing more screen time to flesh themselves out. And then they added like 5 more. So it's just Elusive Samurai, this is going to land me in a hot seat, but it's going to be at the top of mid. Animation is great, but the comedy bits, it's like what people don't like about the MCU nowadays, right? It's like, oh wow, they had such a great scene and they had to ruin it with a joke. It's like this show has some great dramatic scenes, and then they have like this very anime not centric, but like anime like humor to it, where it takes you out like, whoa, I thought we just showed like the horrors of war, but like now we're doing like these like cutesy anime moments where I feel like this kid should be a lot more traumatized than he is. And I know this is a true story, so maybe this guy, like maybe in real life this kid was a Gigguk Chad, but also he does some stuff that's like, okay, obviously these are anime liberties. So I if they took the comedy out of this show, I feel like it would be a lot better. I think it could be a solid A tier, maybe even an S tier show. But the comedy breaks up a lot of the good in this show. So yeah, the Elusive Samurai, it had a lot of potential, but I just kept losing. Like when I was sucked into a scene, like, oh man, this can be so good. It just like, all right, move on to the next thing. The comedy section here, insert joke so it doesn't get too heavy. All right, next scene. So yeah, that sucks. I was really looking forward to this one, but yeah, I'm gonna have to put it mid. Tower of God, have not seen. Twilight Out of Focus. Oh, the one that got the Crunchyroll comment section banned. Ooh. Oh. I don't know why everyone lost their shit over this show. It's a yaoi. Whoa. Right? The Crunchyroll comment section allegedly lost it, and they were harassing the show so badly that Crunchyroll decided to just like take out the comment section. And not just take it out, they just deleted everything. So we lost like over a decade's worth of comedic gold because some haters decided like this is the show that they're going to attach themselves to. Even though we had like 4 or 5 yaois already, this is the one that was just so offensively bad that like things had to be said. Honestly, I I think it's like C or B tier. It's not bad. It's not like the best yaoi I've seen. I mean, basically these guys are just like really horny for each other. They're not afraid to show it. It's not gratuitous. So it's I believe the chemistry between these two characters. Probably a C though, I guess. Things do move pretty quickly here. It's not bad. It's not like offensive. It's not atrocious. I don't understand why these people. I'm just salty that we lost a comment section over this. It's like there's like no reason to hate it this much. And if you did hate it to the point like you helped out the comment section banned on Crunchyroll, that's saying more on you than it is on the show. VTubers. Okay, this isn't an F, but it's not good. But I'm gonna put it like D tier. This show is foul. It is diabolical. The dialogue is hilarious. We got words like grippers, gooning, and like other brain rot terms that were uttered in this series in the dub. I don't know like the sub, but the dub, the voice actresses were diabolical in it. It was hilarious. I wish the show was more interesting, because just like the sentences that these people say, it's the equivalent of like you being on call at 3 a.m. with the boys. It is some diabolical work that they do on this show. It's just not that interesting. It's a VTuber premise. She accidentally leaves her stream on. Her stream overhears her saying gooning, and like she's gonna goon to a VTuber, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is hilarious! She's great!" And she gets drunk, and then like she rockets into popularity, and she gets more like connections in the VTubing world. It's not super interesting. It's also very weird because like when they're in the real world, they're still in their VTuber suits, I guess. So you don't actually see who's behind the VTuber when they shouldn't be VTubers. So it's a weird disconnect. But it's hilarious. It's not a good show, but it's some diabolical work. I'm going to assume, I think this is Why Does No One Remember Me in This World. This is also another D tier. It's just like your Kirito cutout character. Interesting premise where he gets transported to an alternate, not a completely different world, but like an alternate world where it's like if humanity lost the war. I think it's either if humanity lost the war, or maybe like a future, a potential future. But he gets transported to this alternate world where humanity loses the war to the demons, and he has to help fight and save this world and get back to his old world to prevent those demons from winning, so that it doesn't, like, his world doesn't come out like this world. Very interesting premise. My god, are the characters boring. It's a snooze fest. Also, animation's not that good, so can't be carried by that. Wistoria, ooh, baby. I know it is very not generic, but I know it's like the safe shonen, but I ate it up. This was some good stuff. What was it? 7 episodes were released by the time I started watching it. I binged through all 7 episodes. I haven't binged through 7 episodes in so long, and this show made me binge all of it. I could not stop watching it. I loved this. So yeah, Wistoria, if you enjoy your shonen, if you enjoy having the underdog character to root for, if you enjoy magic, you're gonna love this. This is some great stuff. Choreography is also insane. Oh, this was a good time. I cannot wait to watch more. I've not seen past... Let me check real fast. I don't think I've seen past... Yeah, I've stopped at episode 7. That's because I'm waiting for the dub to catch up so I can just finish this in one go. I loved this. This is so good. Very easy to root for the main character. Very fun show. Great side characters. And then I feel like I probably should have done these two first, because I'm going to glaze. I just glazed Wistoria, and then this is going to be a very anticlimactic ending. First of all, this is a hentai. This is a gag pick, and then this isn't Shinji Ito, right? It's just a horror, but typically horrors do not end up being. This is the 13th season. Damn. Anyway, typically horror anime don't tend to be good, and it looks like the reception to this wasn't that good. And this is literally hentai, so there's not much to talk about that. So yeah, lads and lassies, that was my seasonal ranking video of summer 2024. Now, this is kind of spoilers, because you do see the top ones. I might push. Do I want to push Ollie up? Yeah, I'll push Ollie up. These two can stay here. And I think I'm happy with the rest of this. Actually, kind of... Nah, I'm going to put Terminator up there, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So, yeah. This is kind of spoilers for my seasonal anime awards videos that I do, which are, like, these scripted anime awards, like Crunchyroll, like, kind of style award videos, where I go through specific genres and, like, list my reasoning. So this is a little spoiler for that. But I don't think you'll be able to tell all my picks based off of this. And then I also have your guys' votes that I need to tally up and go through as well to make the Audience Choice Award video. So those should hopefully be coming to the channel in a couple weeks. So if you catch the VOD of this, make sure you subscribe, tune into those. If you want to see like what those are like, check the playlist that this is attached to. So like just check out my previous anime awards, because I love doing those. There's a lot of fun. We are entering the fall 2024 season. I just recorded a video with Sora, who was in chat a little while ago. Is that actually his name? A Blue 99? That is, I believe that's his channel. Let me just make sure. Report. No, I want to go to his channel. Okay, guys, I fumbled. Okay, no, never mind. So check out his name. It's Sora on YouTube. Just look up Sora Spice and Wolf. It's the first channel that pops up. He might be in my description. If not, I'll add him at the end of this video. But yeah, check out his YouTube channel. He does some video essays, and he edits some stuff that I work with on him, or not on him, with him. And yesterday we recorded a video looking over all of the trailers of upcoming fall 2024 anime. So that should hopefully be up on his channel soon. And it was a lot of fun. I now know quite a few anime that I'm looking forward to. And I'm probably going to make some videos on a few of them. Not long ones. Not like video essay type videos. But like kind of just recommendation videos on a few of them. I'm going to wait till we get to like 3 or 4 episodes into them. So check out Sora's videos. Stay tuned for a lot more content coming to this channel pretty soon. And I'll see you all in the next one. Streaming wise, for sure I'll be back Sunday evening or Saturday night to do some In Sound Mind. That's gonna be really fun. I love that. Anthony and I streamed the first episode of that. Is like 3 hours. Definitely check that out if you're into like horror, psychological stuff. Kenny and I are streaming some Lego stuff. Sora, I need to get you on so we can do Honkai. Sora said he was going to pay me $20 if I played Honkai with him. So I need the bag. Sora, let me know when you can get on so we can play some Honkai, shall we? And yeah, lads, thank you all very much for watching. It means so much to me. The VODs. Sora, you're editing this video. And we'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.